Hello ravers, I'm Brawlers and welcome to the Electric DM10, a series dedicated for the EDM DJs and producers that have carried their names into the journey of sound for at least a decade and more. During the time of this recording and posting, the project being covered is still in the professional EDM scene, creating bangers, touring/performing, or both. As the world of electronic music has countless DJs and producers, many qualify for the 10+ year streak series. Being in the EDM industry for this amount of time is no easy task, let alone in the professional environment. With that said, this series of videos will briefly cover the project, the members, and tours/travels. Most importantly, the music that got these projects the impactful recognition for listeners and the fans of the thousands, millions, and in some cases, billions. For a project to qualify in this series, the following must be met. First, 10+ years of the project name being active. Important note, the project name cannot change to a completely different name. Second, at least one main headlining tour or direct support tour of the project's time. Special cases can qualify. And third, must have a minimum of 3 EPs, 1 album, and or several songs/remixes published. Special note, the project name can have a time of taking a break from the scene due to health, unfortunate circumstances, or taking a different direction within the music industry, as long as the creator of the project doesn't confirm the end of such project in less than 10 years. Now with that out of the way, may I introduce you ravers to the first ever reprised Electric DM10. Oh, well, ravers, I am back. Yes, it has been a bit, actually a couple of months, and I'll give that little reasoning why I left for that amount of time. First, I would like to announce a new series as a part of my EDM documentaries on YouTube along with Rumble, and that's the Electric DM Hall of Fame. The first 2 episodes are on both platforms, and it's something that I really wanted to expand, covering the titans of the EDM world. And also, I would like to make a new upcoming documentary series called the Electric DM Hall of Honors, something that falls in between the EDM10 and the Hall of Fame. Another big reason why I have been gone for that amount of time, I've been learning with making several EDM mashups for my second SoundCloud EDM tools. Yes, I have 2 of them. My volume 1 is out and all of it is 100% free. I'll also be posting the breakdowns of my mashups on Insta and soon the Tickety Talks. It's been a while since I've been on that platform too. Just catching myself on to that. Plus, making content outside of EDM. Here's a clue with some of the stuff I've been doing actually. Physical health recovery is that I'm almost 100% better and I am very thankful for that. I'm starting to go all over the place. But with some of my origin content creations, it's time to get back to what I started years ago. And wait a sec. I'm gonna be doing a reprise version of a certain DJ/producer before I make the new videos. I got a feeling with what's coming. Some of you ravers may know her as one of my personal favorite female DJs and producers ever, but it's not only me making an update version of this documentary, and I was just gonna mention why I'm doing a reprise version for RayRay. Mainly because of this. Yeah, copyright claim. I've had this for a while. Not sure about Rumble, but I'm also going to post a new version there too. Even if this original video got 100,000 legitimate views from beginning to end, I would thank all of you that left a comment if you ended up doing that in that video. For real, it would mean a lot to me. I wouldn't get any money whatsoever. I mainly do these documentaries as a hobby, which is one of the biggest reasons why I am not full throttle 100% doing research every single day and posting out content every single week. Ladies and gentlemen, ravers of all sorts, time for my first reprised Electric DM10 documentary, and it's none other than RayRay. I got some updated info, and a good amount of that info that's taken out from the original version. I know this time to not get hit with a copyright claim. Let's make this a good one. RayRay, real name Chow Sin Lei, is a Taiwanese DJ, producer, and singer originating from Taipei, Taiwan. She started DJing at a young age in her home country to later making her own songs, which got the attention of a duo taking notice of her rapping/singing. She is well diverse in a handful of genres, including trap music, a touch of hardstyle, hard dance, a bit of house, and as of the mid 2020s, shifted her sound to hard techno music as her main focus. Also, an early dose of being in the hip hop music world for some time. My opinion, she doesn't get enough recognition from the EDM space and has well earned my support for this legend going nearly 15 plus years in the music scene. Even she states in an interview before dominating a massive music festival, yeah, not a lot of people know me, especially with her Insta profile now having over 5,000 pics. Seriously, you can surf her account and be stuck there. Making this Reprise edition, new info will be added as she placed new milestones and songs for her project. So let's start from her origins to her updated present time, ravers. Chow Sin Lei started her musical journey in classical music as a youngster, only for a couple of years later to then take a massive interest in spinning the decks. Before dabbling into the EDM world, RayRay made her marks as a hip-hop scratching DJ, performing locally along with having a couple of residencies. The main ones in her home city were Omni and W Hotel in the super early 2010s. She entered a Red Bull DJ competition and won the 2013 Freestyle DJ Comp. An insane fact, she was the only female DJ to be in that year's competition, marking an important step for RayRay's musical journey. She even attempted an international DJ comp in Canada that same year, but we will call that a learning experience. I'm going to guess around 2014-2015 was the time RayRay stepped out of the hip-hop scene into the electronic dance music scene full force and began falling in love with trap music. Also started taking interest in creating her own songs. One particular duo that took notice of RayRay's style was the OG trap masters, Jim and Niles, that go by the name Yellow Claw. The two took her under their wings and inspired her to rap/sing for her songs. So she went for it. At the time of her first EP release, the two projects finally met in person. Now, in full swing, RayRay released her second EP under the Barong Family record label. Lastly, on that same year, RayRay was the first ever female producer and DJ to be accepted as an official member in the Barong family, classified as the first Barong Angel. During the early to mid 2020s, she has stated dabbling into another category of EDM, and that's hard techno. Making that real trap shift into the hard techno scene, she still has very close relations with many of the Barong family members. But we can't forget the other categories of EDM she has created, such as hard dance and some house music as well. Ever since her early risings, she has made her crowd go alien mode in various nightclub events, festivals, and more. Some of these include Tomorrowland, S2O, Amsterdam, Revolution, and mainstream festivals such as Ultra Music festivals. This includes UMF Taiwan on the main stage that took place in December 2023. After this massive gig of an opportunity, another one would come in at about a year's time to be a part of EDC Las Vegas 2025. She got the news just as the new year of 2025 was starting up, and she was set to play on the Wasteland stage. Now, in the present times, as of mid-2026, she is currently on tour with her Currently on Earth tour and still making records for any raver curious to see this Taiwanese DJ throw it down with hard bumping rhythms. Alright, ravers, for this reprised edition, we're going to be doing a little bit of a fun twist for the music page numbers. Beforehand, I stated at the time what her numbers were for two certain music pages, which is SoundCloud and Spotify. But since we're doing an update version, let's see what the numbers are from then to now. First is going to be the Orange Cloud. With the numbers in December 2023, she was at 10.7 thousand followers with 71 tracks submitted on her page. Going forward to present day, April 2026, that number has increased to 12.1 thousand followers with 94 tracks. Jumping into Spotify, seeing the numbers in December 2023, she had over 80,000 monthly listeners. Now, in the present day of April 2026, that number has increased to over 175,000 monthly listeners. That's double the crowd on that platform in a little over 2 years. All right, now let's get into some fun facts. And with a lot of new info that I have discovered, there's going to be a fair amount of them. She has a secret SoundCloud account, and I didn't know of this, but it must have been from the times that she started up before opening her official RayRay page. I think the reason was in case something happened to her SoundCloud page. I'm not so sure. Chow once did some ads for Nike, as she was a runner at one point. She's one of a couple female DJs that regularly sings and spins the decks at the same time. Another notable gal that does this is the drum and bass legend Coven, and another upcoming gal that is starting to make her name in the bass scene is Bea Renee. RayRay has her own radio show on Twitch called Spacecraft. She used to do this on a regular basis, but with the excessive touring, she has slowed down quite a bit, actually a lot on that platform. But whenever she is going to stream a DJ set, she does get hundreds of viewers and sometimes reaching over 1,000. This was all thanks in doing radio show takeovers and appearing in many other radio shows as a guest all over the world. She was a part of the first Barong family writing camps in the past where the members would retreat and just write music. At one session, it was for 2 full months in Bali. Getting back with the classical music, she is skilled in playing the cello, but does come at the cost of having her nails needing to be short in order to play. But she now enjoys having her nails done on the regular. Also has mentioned playing a bit of piano too. She has made music video appearances including Naughty, Shake It Down, Born to Be Cool, Hot in This, Running, and more. RayRay once had a fun, stable recognition of having her signature pigtails before now changing up her hairstyle into various formats. But whenever she got those pigtails, you know that it's about to go down. I didn't know of this till I found out in researching the fun facts. She is in fact a donut lover, prefers American donuts since it was very rare to get them in her home country. Chow once studied for anthropology/archaeology before turning it completely away to dedicate her love for music. She has her most notable sets like EDC Las Vegas 2025 on her SoundCloud pages. Go and see/hear them if you have been to one of her massive sets to relive those moments. She has been on the lineup for Dinmac's free event in the heart of downtown LA's Pershing Square that's now running for the past 2 years, and I'm still going to be stoked if I ever see RayRay on the lineup for many more events. Lastly, Chow wants to be remembered for her time as a performer and for all to know her music that she has placed for the world to hear. Well, with the fun facts done, time for the main core, her discography. We're going to be breaking it down from the collabs, the record label submissions, and of course, her music. First, we got to take a look at the collabs inside the Barong family because she has been there for some time. Some of these collabs include the following: Yellow Claw, Crisis Era, June Sabulba, Dolph, Ray. I was about to say RayRay, but I meant Rate. Out of Cookies, Dysomnia, Sky, Nonsense, and more. Of course, we cannot forget the collabs from outside of the Barong family record label, including Jana, Gammer, Slushy, Mark Benjamin, Azar, DJ Soda, House of Panda, Laidback Luke, even has done studio sessions with Skrillex a few times, but having a collab with him would be absolutely legendary. But a dream collab that I would really love to see RayRay do if she ever has the opportunity to cross paths with, it will be with this legendary titan, Hardwell. With this next small list that you see on the screen, these are some of the most notable record labels that RayRay has submitted her songs, which includes Barong Family, Group Chat, Dinmac, Monster Cat, and I definitely know that there's others, but these are the ones that stand out to me the most. Alrighty, ravers, it's time to get into the discography itself, starting out with the singles. Here is the list that I will be placing and naming the songs that she has to offer. Don't Stop, Ninja, Born to Be Cool, Emotional Violence, E.T., Harsh, Drama Queen, Can't Stop, I Think I Like You, Afterlife, Running, and of course there's just so many others. But her recent release is Move Your Body on Monster Cat. A couple of remixes that I will also be placing in front of the screen would be A$AP Dirty Work remix, Stevie Aoki's remix of Lose My Mind, and her remix with NTC 127 Lemonade. Her EPs will be going as follows. Reincarnation was released in 2017, Purple Alien released in 2018, Alien Invasion being released in 2019, along with Alien Mutation being officially posted in 2021. And her recent EPs go by the following, with Currently on Earth being released in 2025, and actually a couple of months at the time I'm doing this posting is her Currently on Earth remix EP in 2026. Now with her album, her main album is called Unearthly World, which features a total of 10 tracks, along with the UEW, aka Uwu. Yeah, kind of had to hold myself on that one. The Uwu Deluxe version has a total of 12 tracks, but we're not quite done yet because RayRay has released an official remix album of the Unearthly World, jam-packed with a total of 20 tracks. Some of the producers that have submitted their tracks for this remix album include Chill, Red Hood Squad, Twisted Zoo, and many others. If anyone is wanting to get into RayRay's style of music, here are some personal recommendations that I would like to point out. Born to Be Cool, Naughty, Emotional Violence, Harsh, Ill Shit, Laser Gun, which this was my first exposure of her music, Hide and Seek, Full Speed, Never Enough, The Afters, and there's just so many more. But these are the ones that do come to mind for me personally. My final thoughts now that we are at the end of this documentary. As I mentioned, the main reason for the redo is this fact. I used a video that was a recording of a live stream during the heat of the pandemic. Here's what I ended up doing. I flipped it, cropped it, and made it 50% opacity of RayRay singing her song Laser Gun on stage with Yellow Claw, and that was marked as claimed. Yes, the entire video was muted from beginning to end of that little segment. I didn't want the song to get hit with the copyright, but YouTube just said, nope, we're still gonna flag you for using that. I showed a small portion of that video on the original documentary showcasing my first time discovering her. That stream got me curious to know more of her music, not only because this was a female singer, but an international one that I knew wasn't getting a lot of eyes and ears on her style. As I started digging into this, I ended up finding out very quickly that she did make her own music, and the rest is history. Well, I don't mind making an updated version of this documentary for her, even though the views would be very, very little. But here's another fun fact. It was thanks to RayRay announcing it on social media that I made this documentary from her back in 2023, 2024. And if it wasn't for her, I would not get the triple-digit viewers. So thank you, RayRay, for doing that. I had the honor of seeing her perform once every year in LA since 2021, and gave me a rare guest list spot for her set before Yellow Claw performed in 2022. But here's the craziest part. I saw her 6 times for the year of 2025 in less than 365 days. 5 times in California and 1 for EDC Las Vegas 2025. Never would I have thought that I would be seeing her at EDC Las Vegas, since I was able to work a bit in the merchandise table for both the camp and festival grounds. I knew of her going to EDC through word of mouth after a charity event at Space Yacht. I was so pumped for her to have this opportunity, and even if I was to explode the news on the socials, don't worry, I told her in person that I wouldn't do such a thing like that. it would only be just a tiny, tiny leak. One event I got to see her out of the blue was actually on Christmas Day at 1 something in the morning, 1-ish in the morning. Always love saying hello to her, and guess what? I got to walk out of the club with her, linking arms like. But one of the most memorable times was me doing this move. Yeah, this was me in a full mask at the time in 2021, meeting RayRay for the first time in Exchange LA. Plus, met other producers and a singer by the name Run, and a former EDM creator at the time too, which was Sidewalk Talk. In all seriousness though, if anyone is into anything relating to techno, go and give RayRay a shot to make your night. A real fun vibe indeed. Don't be shy in also checking out her early trap music too. And if any raver gets the opportunity to say hello to RayRay, please do so. She's one of the friendliest and nicest gals in the music industry. Just give this gal a shot. You won't regret it. That concludes the first Reprise edition of the Electric DM10 covering RayRay. I do have 14 other DM documentaries in my channel for you ravers to check out, and if anyone is down for a reprised edition with any of those I did, just let me know. Her socials will be in the EDM box below, along with my socials being below hers. Thank you so much for watching, ravers. This one was for you, RayRay. Lastly, keep listening, stay safe, and rave on.